This was just one internal memo and a ruckus has been created. I have been hearing it from many places that people are now telling that FSW CEC will stop, no more intakes will happen, Canada immigration will not accept your application, leave your Canadian immigration dream. FSW does not have any chance in the future. That is not true. That is really not true. Right now, today, I am here in front of all of you to tell you that though FSW is affected for some time, but then there's one ray of hope which some of you may have seen, some of you may not have seen. That is regarding PNPs. PNPs is Provincial Nominee Program, and as you all may remember, in that internal memo as well, it was clearly written that bi-weekly PNP draws will happen. So today we are going to discuss about PNPs, and in that context I just want to share an information with you that recently PEI, that is Prince Edward Island, took out a PNP draw in which 132 candidates were invited, out of which 121 candidates were from express entry and labor impact category of PEI. So that's a good news for people who have been invited by PEI, and also I want to also share with you that Prince Edward Island has in advance declared the schedule for all the draws which the province will be taking out for the next year. You must be seeing that schedule on your screen at the moment. As you can see in this schedule that each month will have at least one draw. One draw is due for Feb 17, then for March 17, then for April 21, and so on. I just want to share one thing with you all, that PEI is a small province and even PEI is also inviting candidates from express entry. So please be hopeful. There's a lot of hope for you. In this same context, I want to share with all of you guys is that Manitoba has also invited candidates from express entry in a recently concluded PNP draw. So that is true, and you guys need to be very careful of one thing, that all these invitations, these are the invitations which have been issued yet. These candidates have not been given 600 points which every candidate get after receiving a nomination from a province. So once these candidates will receive a nomination, their score will jump up by 600 points. And now if we want to analyze, you can see on your screen that on January 17, 2022, the distribution of CRS score, as you can clearly see that CRS score of only 899 candidates was above 601 on Jan 17. So that essentially means that only 899 candidates were in the pool on Jan 17 which already had a provincial nomination. But then, as the memo said, that bi-weekly PNP draws will continue, and if there's only 899 candidates inside the pool, then from where does all the other candidates will come? So that essentially means that PNPs are going to invite a lot of candidates in coming future in abundance, because if Canadian immigration is backlogged, but then there is also requirement of immigrants in Canada. What provinces will do, they will invite candidates. They will invite candidates from express entry pool, and that is already been done by many provinces. Ontario is a prime example of that. Maybe some months back, if you had a score between 463 to 469, you might have thought that you do not have any chance in Canadian immigration. Many people have told you that you have to either increase your score or forget about your Canadian dream. But then many of you who took that bold step, who trusted themselves, they made their profile, and nobody ever imagined that applicants who are falling in a particular slab, they will only be invited by Ontario. That was completely surprising when that first happened. But then it again happened. And it has recently also happened that candidates having a score in 460s line, they were invited, and applicants who had a higher score, like who had a score in 470s or 480s, they were not invited by Ontario. So anything is possible in this field. You just have to trust yourself, and if someone is predicting that Canadian immigration will end, then trust me guys, you're always in for a surprise. So coming back to our conversation, now as bi-weekly draws has to happen, provinces need applicant, and from where will they get those applicants? There's high probability that provinces will look in the express entry pool, and you know that to be eligible for Alberta Immigration Nominee Program, you just need to have a CRS above 300, and Alberta has also been inviting lot of candidates from express entry to AINP. So if you have a profile, if you have an education credential, if you have an IELTS score, and you have been dejected after hearing that news, please do not listen to all those negative commotion going around you. Trust yourself, apply. Even if your score is 350, 360, 370, you should apply. Just be careful regarding your experience, how you can justify that, under which knockout would that fall, in which provinces your knockout is in demand, and you're good to go. There's always chance for anyone and everyone. I'll just share one thing with you. If you have a CRS of 370 at the moment, and if you have a CRS of 475 at the moment, you both are at the same juncture, because nobody of you know who will be invited by which province. So please make your profile, because PNPs in coming times will issue a lot of invitations, and trust me, you will see this trend in coming months that lot of express entry applicants will be directly invited by the province based on their requirements, based on the fact that whether you need any licensing in that province or not. So please do not lose hope. And even for those applicants who were preparing for their IELTS, even for those applicants who were preparing for the credential evaluation, please do not leave this process in midway. You are very close, very close. Just trust yourself. Do not listen to negative news. What's really happening is that to just sensationalize the news, people are giving this memo a different heading, a different name. There is nothing new in this memo which you or I never knew. It's just something which has been confirmed. We always knew that there's a pause on FSW, but then we also always knew that PNPs were inviting. I have made almost every video on every PNP who has invited candidates from express entry. You can check every video on my channel. So we always knew that PNPs were inviting from express entry profile, and then this is a good news for you that now you are pretty much clear that what should you target. So it's a blessing in disguise. Do not lose hope. Stick to your plan. You are on the right pathway, and if you would need our assistance, our help, our guidance in anything, if you want me to represent you in your application, you can always reach me out. All the links for reaching me out are there in the description box. Just one thing, please do not hear what people around you are saying. You are the best judge of your life. Let your heart and mind decide the right pathway for you at this moment, and you will never be wrong. So for today, that's it. Please do not forget to like, subscribe and share our channel. See you soon.